Good evening, my name is Garrett, and welcome to The Last Call. Tonight's final drink is from Hard Truth. This is their Sweet Mash Bourbon, coming in at a 45% ABV, at least 2 years old. Now, I'm a big fan of Hard Truth. I try to pick up everything they release because I just love what they're doing for the craft whiskey scene. And especially their rye whiskey has been phenomenal stuff. This, here in 2024, is one of their 3 new releases, the other 2 being bottled in bond. However, the quick kind of rudimentary thing of what sweet mash is, basically sour mash is where they take some of the fermentation, the yeast from the prior batch of whiskey made, and they keep reusing parts of that, adding it to a new batch. However, when it comes to sweet mash, they start with a fresh batch every time. So to really enhance those flavors, that's their whole idea behind that. On top of doing sweet mash, they also do tell us a mash bill, which is 73% corn, 19% rye, and 8% malted barley. So good transparency here. I love seeing that, of course, but let's just see how the whiskey itself is. So let's go ahead and jump into things. As always, we're gonna be trying 2 different ways. First way, neat, no ice, no water. Second way, want just a drop of water. See if anything changes up. And as always, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, hang around for a bit, become a member if you'd like. If you're interested in some of the other reviews of Hard Truth I've done, they'll be linked up above and down below. I love these bottles they've chosen for their series. The kind of wood shape here, the cork itself's got this awesome topper on it, and I just love it. But this is actually a new release for them, as I was saying. They're specifically releasing from the distillery, but some stores have already started releasing it early because this was originally to their press release. Wasn't supposed to come out to stores, distribution channels, until like March. Why? I don't know how this got out there, but some people have been finding it already, which is great. Look at that color. You gotta be a little extra careful. The pouring on this one's kind of crazy because it's got this big, thick lip on there. Non-chill filtered as well, but 45% ABV, which is cool to see. Good proof point on that. All right, let's go for notes. Ooh, I'm getting a lot of like sweet grapes. Like grape candy almost. A little nuttiness in there. Almost like creme brulee effect going on in here as well. Getting kind of that creamy vanilla from the cask and that charriness in there. Giving it that kind of crunchy top that you want. Nice sweet caramel as well. That's a very good nose for its price point. The little bit of rye spice is coming across very soft. It's not super herbal or medicinal, but kind of floral for me right now. A little green grassy, but I love that brulee effect going on in here. And again, I'm getting almost like a grape candy. I like that nose though. All right, let's go for a taste. I mean, that is great. The palate opens up very soft. Get some nice light caramel, bit of clove in there as well. A little creaminess. And that nice little bit of char from that oak is on there as well. Lingers on the palate very well for 45%. Got a nice richness to things. Get a little bit of a tart cherry here. Kind of just a nice simple red cherry. Not super dark cherryness going on. Nice bit of spice in there again. Boy, this is great for just its flavor profile. You know, I've been a big fan of Hard Truth and what they're releasing, but this is different in such a great way, mainly because this is their first real bourbon they're doing with the sweet mash. The oakiness is just the right amount. It's not overly oaky for its proof point, and that bit of spice just lifts everything with that bit of creamy sweetness from the vanilla. I mean, that is this is an example of a daily drinker if you ever needed one. It's just really easy going. There's no ABV, nothing harsh, no off notes on the nose or the palate. And it's just an easy sipping. Here at the finish, you're kind of left with just a bit of wood spice going on in here from the barrel itself. A little charriness, a little vanilla sweetness in there too. A little bit of caramel just kind of drizzled over the top of things. And it just lands right perfectly. It's simple, but it's profound in its own way. I love that sip. All right. Let's add a little drop of water. See what changes up here. Don't even know what to expect. There's only one way to find out, though. Here we go. Just one little drop in there. All right, I'll let that incorporate real quick. So let's go for notes on the water version. Very similar. If anything, maybe the ABV shows up just a little bit more. But you still get a lot of sweetness in here. That barrel char's there as well. It's still very approachable. Little nuttiness in there now for me. I'm getting almost like a pecan. Kind of a pecan note going on. I think that's what I'm getting. Almost a pecan. Just a light bit of it. But definitely your neat version has a lot more characteristics, a little more depth on the nose. Where here it goes a little softer. And honestly, now that I've went back to it a few times, that ABV is kind of blown away as well. All right, let's go for a taste. Honestly, that's just as good. A little sweetness coming out from like a wood sugar sweetness in there. You get the oakiness, you get the bit of caramel going on. Definitely doesn't have the same cling as the neat version has, but that's pretty solid. So if you're a person who likes to drink it on the rocks or add a little water to it, it holds up pretty decently. But as soon as you go back to that neat version, it's all those beautiful flavors we are getting. It just is more cohesive over here. Again, this isn't bad, but over here is really the winner of the show. And as always, it doesn't matter what you drink or how you drink it, as long as you enjoy it. Try it both ways if you're one of those experimental people, but definitely I think neat's the way to go. So, all right, let's talk about market price, because we all know market price is market price, and it's always going to vary. I ended up picking this up for $43, and MSRP on it's about $44.99, so save the $1. And honestly, for $45, that's a great daily drinker. Coming from a craft distillery, being transparent about their barreling process, doing small batch, but only keeping it to 30 barrels or less per batch is really cool. They tell us the mash bill, and just coming from Indiana, I love this bottle. That is an easy recommendation for a daily drinker if you needed one. I would pay $45 for it. I paid $43 for it. $45's fine. I wouldn't go much higher. I don't think there's a lot of staying power if you go over $50 for it, personally. If you dance a little closer to the 50 mark, I don't think that would be horrible, but I think for mid $40, that is a great sip. Highly recommend this one if you see it on the shelf. Grab it while you can, because I have a feeling that this one is going to get some recognition right away. So, there you have it, folks. Hard Truth Distilling Sweet Mash Bourbon. If you have any questions about the bottle itself, let me know down in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer it. And if you have any specific spirits I should go looking for, also let me know down below. Love doing these reviews and sharing with you the experience at home. And as always, may your last drink of the night be the best one.
And I really like it might not.